Hello, and welcome to Make a Difference, the show about how volunteers are making a difference every day here in Montgomery County. I'm your host, Lorraine Driscoll. Today, we'll discuss how you can choose to volunteer with EveryMind, an organization that strengthens communities and empowers individuals to reach their optimum mental wellness. Don't go away, we'll be right back. Welcome back to Make a Difference. I'm your host, Lorraine Driscoll. With me today is Kelly Collins, Human Resources Director at EveryMind, and Laurie Calder, a Hotline volunteer with EveryMind. We're going to be talking about the range of volunteer roles that are available. And so, Laurie and Kelly, thank you for joining us.
Sure. It's great to be here.
So, Kelly, let's start with you. Tell me about EveryMind. What do you do? What's your mission?
EveryMind is a nonprofit here in Montgomery County, and we do a lot of really great things for our vulnerable populations here in Montgomery County. We serve young kids as early as elementary schools, and we serve older adults in various programs. So we have about 100 employees, but we have over 400 volunteers. So we would not be able to do all the work that we do without the volunteers. Yeah, we rely very heavily on volunteers.
So it's an organization focused on mental health, but for the range of ages.
Exactly.
And so, Laura, you're a volunteer with EveryMind. Tell
Yes,
me,
I am.
how did you decide to get involved?
Oh gosh, well, I've always liked to volunteer for a variety of organizations, but I finally decided to apply to EveryMind because I have mental health concerns in my extended family, and mental health and wellness has always been an interest of mine. And I noticed that they had openings for Hotline volunteers, and I liked the idea of being able to have a direct personal connection with the people we're serving. And after doing some research, I understood that our shifts involve us speaking with people every day and trying to make a small impact on their lives. So that's why I decided to join.
So the Hotline is one of the bigger volunteer roles. You have, so you said 400 volunteers overall. I bet there's a number of the Hotline.
Right. Whatever population or whatever interest you have, there's a place for you. But the Hotline is a critical need that we have, and people like Laurie really do commit quite a lot of time to become trained to be Hotline volunteers. I think it's a great opportunity for those who want to make an immediate impact. Right away, you can see the difference that you make. So we answer quite a few calls. Like, how many calls do?
Oh gosh, I think the number was something close to 18,000 calls, chats, and texts over the last year. And so what's really cool is I just volunteer one time a week, a half-day shift, and so that seems like sort of a drop in the bucket. But there are dozens of us who also fill those shifts, as well as staff. And as a result, we're able to cover, we have the Montgomery County Hotline, we have the Suicide Prevention Lifeline, we have the Montgomery County Homeless Hotline, and we're able to cover them 24/7 around the clock.
Wow, so there's a number of very important lines in one place. And so now, do you go somewhere? Do you do it, where?
We do. We go to a secure site. It's a confidential location.
Okay. And then are you there with somebody else? Do you have any backup or?
Normally, yes. We try to have at least two people on each shift, and I've been very lucky. I started several years ago, and I had a very experienced partner with me, and it was invaluable because it's natural. Your first few shifts, you're very nervous, even though you've had 40 to 50 hours of training, you've had monitored calls, you've had observations. It's still very nerve-wracking to do your first call. And my partner is sort of a salt-of-the-earth, experienced person, and just gave me feedback from the outset, and pats on the back when warranted, and that's made all the difference.
It sounds like a very nice community of volunteers. Do people get to connect? Do you meet more than just the person you're volunteering with, or?
Absolutely. So we have our partner. We have every couple months we have training sessions where we go and have a little potluck dinner, and then we have continuing education. They talk about various topics, so we get to know each other that way. And then one of the newer employees has started monthly webinars, and we can tune in, and we bring our thoughts and concerns about, callers that might be posing difficulties for some of us. And then we get to hear inputs from other callers say, well, this is what's worked for me. So that's sort of another way we get to see each other. And then the staff is all around us. So one of the other great things is if you have a call that you're not so sure about, immediately afterwards you can pop into a staff member's office and debrief and talk about strategies for the future.
And that just makes you a stronger volunteer for the future.
Makes you a stronger volunteer. And they also actually, they do routine feedback. We write call reports and they also give us feedback on that. So we're always getting support and we're always learning more. So as you go along, it's not just that you get trained and sort of dropped onto the phones.
Right.
You're constantly learning and you're constantly improving.
So Kelly, it sounds like there's a lot of training. Are there any special skills you need for this
role?
So,
I think it's interesting. We have people from all walks of life that volunteer. And so we have people that have a background in psychology who want to continue doing work of that sort. But we have lawyers, we've had the doctors, we have students that come and volunteer. So the minimum age requirement is 18. But beyond that, you pretty much see anything and everything. So the hotline definitely is something that requires a commitment and a lot of training to do, but then there's other opportunities too. So
well, before we get to that, if you want to volunteer, how do people find you?
So we have a website that has all kinds of great information on it. It has a list of all the volunteer opportunities, a description of what is involved in volunteering, the training and so forth, and then there's an application to fill out. So it's a pretty simple process. You go to the website, you fill out an application.
And the website address is?
Is every-mind.org.
Okay.
And in addition to volunteer opportunities, there's all kinds of resources on there.
And then is there a phone number if people are more comfortable with calling?
Yes, there is. All that's listed on the website.
Okay.
So
Terrific.
It's pretty easy to get in touch with us, and we would be happy to talk to anybody that wants to lend their talents to the hotline or otherwise.
And like you were saying, there's a range of roles.
Tell us
about some of the others.
Sure. So we have opportunities for volunteers to work with older adults in our representative payee and friendly visitor programs. Those people can make about a year commitment. We ask for that because you're developing a relationship with these people over time. So it's really important for you to commit, a period of time to get to know them. So they can visit. We have about 80 volunteers that do that go out about an hour a week and visit with people in their homes. And then we also have individuals who go and help with their personal finances, and we call those representative payees. And that's anything from helping them to pay bills, to balance their checkbooks, that kind of thing, but to really support them in that way.
So one of those roles, I think you said, is sort of the friendly visitor.
Right.
And the other is the
representative payee.
Which probably also has a friendly visitor element
It does.
to it.
It does. You're building relationships.
But,
People that a lot of times it's that human connection that they want to have, and over time you get to be quite connected with them. So although you're doing that at a very individual level out in people's homes, very much like the hotline, you have an opportunity to gather, quarterly at least, to get some education, some collegial conversation about what you've experienced, share stories, and get support. So you're not totally alone doing it. You have a lot of support behind the scenes to do that.
And this is such a diverse county. You end up meeting such interesting people, no matter,
You do.
Now, I also remember you telling me you have a thrift shop where people can volunteer. Tell me about that.
Thrift shop is pretty amazing. So it's in Bethesda, and we have volunteers that staff the thrift shop, and that can be, kids can do that too. So we can offer SSL hours for people to go, and that's a shorter term commitment. You can actually go in, volunteer for a 4-hour shift, and do that once a month or just a one-time thing. So again, that opportunity is on the website, but it's really great because the proceeds from the thrift shop go to benefit other nonprofits in the community. So you can do your volunteer work there at the thrift shop, and you can shop. So you can get some pretty neat finds and treasures there at the thrift shop. So that's a great thing.
It sounds like a surprise and delight kind of opportunity.
It is. So a lot of people love that, and you get the customer service, but knowing that what you're doing and what you're selling, those proceeds go to help various organizations in the county.
Right.
So so the thrift shop is a good one, and like I said, it's for if you have a limited time that you want to make an impact. And then the other ones require a little bit of a longer term commitment. But we've had some of those volunteers have been here for years, much like the hotline. We've had some volunteers that have been with us for over 10 years. So
And did I hear you say one of the hotline volunteers?
Yeah, I think one of the hotline volunteers has been there for close to 20 years.
Yeah.
So, and it's nice. Every year we get a little congratulations for 3 years of service. And I know one of the volunteers, I think last time I saw was either 18 or 19 years.
Wow.
So,
wow. Well, that's a testament to it
Yes.
being a
It
good
is.
place to volunteer with good cause and
It is.
a good experience.
I think we have every May we have a volunteer appreciation event, and this year we're holding it at Pike and Rose at AMP. And last year we actually did recognize one of the volunteers from the hotline who had been there for many, many years. And the story he told about his volunteer experience, it pretty much moved everybody to tears. It was just such a committed, kind person, and it was really great for him to share with the rest of us what his experience was like. But yeah, he'd done it for I think almost 20 years.
Yeah. Well, and you learn so much about the human spirit and in the role, but then also connecting with all these volunteers who are motivated to help others in that very intense, emotional way.
That's right. And we love the stories. We love the stories. We think we try what we can to get that information out to other volunteers so that we can really demonstrate, through the stories, the help that we're giving to those people in the community, those vulnerable populations. So it's pretty incredible.
And it sounds like you have a lot of ways for people to connect throughout the year in this community, which is so cool. The webinars and the trainings and the other connections, and the thrift shop really sounds fun.
It does. It really is a fun time. So it's, yeah.
And you said the magic word, student service learning hours.
We do offer SSL hours.
For the thrift shop. Anything, are there any other roles for?
We do. We have, we're actually in quite a few of the elementary schools, and so we do have quite a few students that by way of being in those schools or having siblings in those schools come to volunteer in the schools, and they can get SSL hours for those as well. One of the big events we have every year, we have a big 5K in the fall at Rockville Town Center, and we have probably about 45 volunteers that come and just volunteer for that one-time event. But pulling off a 5K is quite a big deal, and we have lots of students that come that can hand out water bottles or we actually have cheerleaders on the side of the road that come and do that, and they get SSL hours for that. So you got to cheer on the runners and the walkers, and that's really a fun thing for kids to do. So
this sounds like a place where a family could volunteer.
Oh yeah,
with roles here and there. I'm sorry.
Oh no, I was just thinking along. We're talking about connecting with people, and yes, we connect with the staff and we connect with the other volunteers. But one of the cool things about the hotline is that some of our callers call regularly, some daily, and we really get to know them and their distinct personalities. And I was sort of thinking on the way here, I mean, some of my callers, I know one really enjoys.
I'm so sorry, we're out of time. But I love that. But you're making me want to volunteer. So tell us again, if people want to reach you to volunteer, where's the website?
It's every-mind.org. And everything is right there on the website.
That's the phone number.
I would love to give the phone number. It's 301-424-0656.
Awesome.
Yes, please.
Awesome.
Sorry, I didn't see your hand.
Well, thank you so much for coming today.
Thank you for having us.
And telling us about all these terrific volunteer opportunities. I hope lots of people contact you. It's a great cause.
Thank you.
Thank you.
We've been talking today with Kelly Collins, Human Resources Director at EveryMind, and Laurie Calder, a hotline volunteer with EveryMind. For more information about volunteering in Montgomery County, please contact the Volunteer Center at 240-777-2600 or visit their website at montgomeryserves.org. And remember, as a volunteer, you can make a difference.
In Montgomery County, we have a goal to reduce waste and recycle 70% of all waste by 2020. By recycling and reducing waste, we save natural resources and make our community even better. So recycle at home, work, school, everywhere, and keep recycling going. For more information, call the Montgomery County, Maryland Division of Solid Waste Services at 311 or visit montgomerycountymd.gov/recycling.
Keep it going.
Recycle more now.